Today, we're going to talk about your social media life and the power of our words and actions, and just encouraging you to pause and think before you post, and going through some vocabulary words, talking about oversharing, a red flag feeling, and what is social media. So, those are the things we're going to talk about today. The first thing that we want to look at is this question. How does social media affect our relationships? So, today we will identify the role of social media in your lives. We'll reflect on the positive and negative effects of social media and how those affect your relationships, and we'll recognize red flag feelings when using social media. So, I'm obviously not there to see your answers, but what percentage of people in this class do you think are on social media like Instagram, Snapchat, or something similar to that? So let's go ahead and raise our hand if you feel like most or all people in this class right now are on these apps like Instagram, Snapchat, different social media. Hold up 5 fingers. If you think about half, hold up 3. And if you think few or none, hold up 1 finger. Let's go ahead and do that right now. I would assume, I'm not there, but I would assume most of you held up 5 fingers. Basically, I feel like most of you are on these apps legally. Most social media sites require you to be at least 13 years old to sign up. Some even require 17 or 18. So how does that compare with the percentages that you thought? I know some parents are like, nope, not till you're 13 or not till you're 16, but others are pretty lenient and keep an eye on you. So it probably just varies within our class. So what is social media? Social media are websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. Let's look at this chart from 2018. Now, obviously, this was a while ago, okay? But at that point in 2018, teens among 13 to 17-year-olds in the U.S. chose Snapchat as their main social media site, and then Instagram, and then Facebook. I think it would be a lot different now, probably. I don't know. Snapchat seems to still be really popular, but I think Instagram is up there, and I'm not sure kids even use Facebook at all. And Twitter isn't even on there at this point. I don't think a lot of kids are using Twitter either, unless it's for, promoting sports or things like that. Let's move on to this next slide. So we're going to watch this video next. And as you're watching it, I want you to think about these questions. What did teens say were some benefits of social media? And then what did they identify as problems or drawbacks?
Sometimes when I'm sad, I like to communicate with my friends on social media, and that really makes me feel less lonely.
The thing I love most about social media is to stay connected with my friends.
Over spring break, I broke my phone, and I didn't have it for a week, and everyone thought I was dead. It was just so impossible to contact me.
I do get a little stressed when there's this huge thing that's awesome and I can't be a part of it. And that's kind of worrying. That gets worrying sometimes.
After getting my phone, in-person interactions, it's been replaced by text and call and FaceTime.
I'm always with my friends, but when I'm not with them, I'm always talking to them on social media.
It's a lot easier to just meet up with people wherever you are, as long as you have a way to connect with them. So whether that be texting or Snapchatting or calling them, it's really easy instead of having to communicate through your parents.
I would say it's very normal in today's world to be hanging out with people that you're close to or even not so close to, and have moments where you're both just silently sitting on your phones.
I don't really feel pressured by my friends directly to be on social media, but sometimes I'll see them get out their phone and start looking at Instagram or something.
I think when it fills that space, there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but I do see now that seems, when that's the extent of what you do with a person, that's when it starts to bother me.
Me and my friends are on our phones a lot at the same time. I honestly don't really know why we do it while we're together, but we do.
I get like stressed out, like, oh, I'm probably missing this big thing and I can't comment on it or anything like that.
It always looks more fun when you're not there.
Even if they're doing homework, it makes it seem like they're having a great time doing whatever they're doing.
I generally don't really get that jealous of when I see like photos of my friends together. That doesn't really bug me. I definitely do check it, and sometimes I get sidetracked.
It still sucks to see that 3 or 4 of your friends are out going shopping and you're not there.
People that I know actually worry about how many followers they have compared to other people, and like if they're not getting as many messages, and it just causes so much unnecessary drama, I would say.
Followers isn't like what you should be worrying about. It should be worrying about like being with your friends and things that you like to do, like basketball or reading or other things.
If you are on your phone all the time, you will just tend to feel more lonely, low energy.
I sometimes wish that it wasn't a thing so I could just hang out with my friends and play basketball or do other things like that.
Okay, so one thing that they said is that benefits are that you can connect with friends, you can share your pictures of what you're doing or thinking, share exciting things you're doing, and stay up to date on the latest happenings. But then some of the things that are problems or drawbacks, it could be distracting. You feel you have to be on it. There's always pressure to be perfect, and there's pressure to look like your life is great even when it's not. And it can make you even feel sad or depressed. Now we're going to do just some sharing of vocabulary. So oversharing is a thing that happens sometimes when people can share personal feelings, information, or experiences that later make the sharer feel uncomfortable or regretful, So some oversharing includes maybe sharing thoughts or feelings in the heat of the moment when you haven't thought through it. Sharing things you wouldn't want everyone to see, such as photos from a party or of you acting silly or weird, but then you share it with a bigger group of people that you really didn't want to see it. Or sharing every detail of your life, like what you ate for breakfast or every thought that comes to mind. Like no one wants to see that on social media. So we're going to take a look at these comments, and I want you to just think about these and reflect on your views about social media. Now, I want you to hold up a thumbs up if you agree with this statement and a thumbs down if you don't. If you're not sure, you can do kind of sideways. Now, there are no right or wrong answers. People have different views on social media, and it's totally fine. So here's the first one. Posting on social media allows me to connect with people who have the same interests I do. Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. Okay, moving on. If you're having a bad day, social media makes it worse. You scroll through and see how great everyone else's life seems. It's depressing. Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. And the last one. Building real relationships with people is much easier face-to-face. Those relationships are stronger and last longer. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. Oh, one more, sorry. Social media isn't really about connecting with other people. It's just about showing off who you want people to think you are. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. In the video, students talked about the positive and negative experiences using social media. And some of the negative experiences they talked about were caused by feelings of being isolated or anxious or worried. So we want to talk now about that red flag feeling. When you have a red flag feeling, that means that something happens on digital media that makes you feel uncomfortable, worried, sad, or anxious. And when you feel this happening, it's important to slow down and pause and think about how you're feeling. And then make sure that you take steps to fix it. Maybe get off of social media, log out, maybe tell an adult if you're feeling uncomfortable about something somebody says. And here are just some feelings and options that you could look at each situation, and that can kind of help you with. And I'll get you a copy of this if you'd like one. So that's all we're going to do for today. It's just always important to really reflect on our social media use and make sure we're being safe, respectful, and kind online at all times. And know the power of your words and actions when you're on social media or when you're online.